clear up within the Republican Party, especially among conservative members who are still not all that happy with the deal the Speaker scored with the President of the United States and Democrats to avoid a default. My next guest didn't go so far as to say the Speaker should step down or try to topple him, but he isn't pleased with that deal. Joins us right now, Ken Buck, the Colorado Republican, House Freedom Caucus. Always good to see you, Congressman, and thank you for taking the time. Some of your colleagues have gone so far as to say the Speaker didn't do what he said he would do, and he let us down, and he's got to go. You're not in that camp, but what is that sentiment now?
Well, right now there are folks that are negotiating with the Speaker about how we recapture the high ground on spending. Obviously, we lost it. The Speaker promised that we would spend at 2022 numbers. We are spending now in this deal at 2023 plus numbers. And so the idea is that somehow we tell the American people that Republicans are worth re-electing, that we stand for fiscal responsibility, that we are willing to take on the Biden administration and make sure that we reduce the trajectory that we are on right now with the deficit.
Now, when you have your colleagues like Representative Bishop saying, no, I'm going to actually think of ways that we can vacate that seat, parliamentary language for getting rid of the Speaker, you don't support that?
I am not supporting a motion to vacate at this time. I think what we have to do is try to reunify. The Speaker decided that he was going to form a coalition with Democrats to pass the debt ceiling bill, and he left a lot of conservatives out. In fact, more Democrats voted for the debt ceiling bill than Republicans, both in the House and in the Senate. But it is time now to rebuild the coalition between the moderate Republicans and the conservative Republicans and make things work in the House again.
Do you think that coalition has been fractured, though, Congressman?
I do think it's been fractured. There's a trust problem right now. When the Speaker promises to work with certain numbers and then increases those numbers, there is a trust problem, and we have to address that trust problem.
What if you don't? Are you worried that it's really burned some bridges between maybe your more moderate colleagues and yourself and your colleagues?
I don't think anybody was happy with the debt ceiling bill. I'm hoping that when we enter the appropriations process in the next week or two, that people are actually excited and are invigorated to make sure that we are spending not a dime more than we have to keep this government going and to keep America strong.
Congressman, what is your sense of the presidential field? I know you try to eschew getting knee-deep into these matters. You've got a dozen Republican candidates right now, maybe more to come. How do you think this is going?
I think it's going great, actually. I think we have some really good choices, and I think Americans will make those choices. There's nothing like seeing candidates tested under the pressure of campaigning. These primaries are going to be really helpful to Americans to decide how to contrast against Joe Biden. And I am really excited about hearing more from some of these candidates.
There's a back and forth among the candidates over whether they will support the eventual nominee. Some making it clear that, it's Donald Trump. They might not. Donald Trump making it clear sometime back, but depends who it is, but he's not necessarily committed himself to supporting the eventual winner if it isn't him. What do you make of that? Are you worried about that?
I don't think sour grapes plays very well in politics. I think ultimately when Republicans choose at a convention our nominee, Republicans will gather behind that person, and unaffiliated independent voters are going to see a stark contrast with this president. They're going to see a candidate who can run the government, who can make sure that America is strong.
Congressman, very good seeing you again. Ken Buck of the beautiful state of Colorado. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, with all this haze and all this